Hey, and welcome to a musical series. So you're probably wondering what a musical series is. So it is a group of 8 performing arts students who will be bringing to you a video series over the next few weeks. This video series will include the different areas of the performing arts industry, including popular music, music tech, and musical theatre.
So we're popular musicians. Now, people might think that all we do is play pop music, but pop music is not popular music. It's not what we do all the time. See, popular music is the kind of type, would you call it? And genres go within popular music. You know, stuff like reggae, stuff like, I don't know what Simon's inspired
rock,
by.
Rock,
metal, yeah.
EDM.
So classical music, it is not popular music. It does have a wide following, but it's the area that is not popular. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, yeah, it's not classed as that.
Yeah, it's not
for different reasons, like, you know.
It actually dated back to like used to be like the songs that bards used to play. Like classical was for a certain higher up audience, and then like the common people, like popular music was for the common folk. Like, you know, they used to play like bard songs and tavern songs, like back when classical was the only music out there for. All right, so our job was to create a song given to us from a brief from the musical theatre guys. So when we got the brief, we had to consider the idea and story that they come up with, but we also had to consider, like, you know, our theoretical parts, what we were going to do in the song. So these theoretical elements were instrumentation, key, harmony, melody, texture, rhythm, and dynamics.
So the instrumentation that we used in this track was based upon sort of what we normally traditionally play. So we had incorporated piano, bass and electric guitar. So the next thing that we developed or sort of thought about was the key. Now, a key in music is what we might call tonality. Now, the tonality of the piece comes from whether it's major, whether it's minor, and these things, they have characteristics to them. Yeah, so it's not very it's not the right way to say it, but major is happy, minor is sad, and you know that's the kind of thing that people go like based on. But we chose C major as our key.
Easy key.
The thing is, the reason why we chose C major is not because it's the easiest key, it's all the white notes on the piano or whatever. It's basically, it was because we're doing like a sort of a series based upon this project moving through different areas of the performing arts. We needed tech people to understand that, the theory behind it, and if it was all the white notes, it would just make the sort of their lives easier as well as ours. But yeah, Casey can demonstrate a C major scale on the guitar for you.
Alright, we got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C again.
Alright, so our track, it featured 3 chords throughout, and a chord is just more than 2 notes played at once. It's a very common technique to use about 3 chords in a song in pop music. You'll hear it quite a lot, and the chords that we used, Casey will now demonstrate.
Alright, so the first chord we went for was a G major, and I'll play that in open position for you. And then we've got A minor. I've also got F. You can all play these chords in different positions, but we just picked these positions because you could also bar F if you wanted to.
However, that's quite a... Barring is quite a technique that takes quite a while to get used to. So usually a lot of chords are played on the open position for acoustic style songs. And you can even use a capo to play these in a different key. Alright, so one of the most important parts in popular music is the melodic hook. This hook's usually in the chorus of a lot of songs, which is where ours is as well. The reason it's in the chorus is because it's what a lot of people remember when they hear the song.
Helps signify the chorus, doesn't it? Helps show that the chorus is, well, that is the chorus.
Yeah, and Casey came up with this melodic hook while we were just jamming it out, and it was just taking the brief into consideration, and once you come to the musical theatre video, you'll understand why it was used and how it has been used as well to portray the story behind the brief that we had used. Casey will demonstrate.
So the notes we used for the hook for the melody of the chorus were E, B, C, G, and D. And all those notes are in the C major scale related to the key of our song.
So the rhythm that we chose to go into now, rhythm is something that you have to consider when you're making music. And from contemporary dance, the time signature that we use, which is the rhythm, is 4/4. 4/4 is just essentially 4 beats in a bar, and we'll demonstrate for you what we mean by that. You'd probably understand because most music nowadays, most popular music in fact, is in 4/4, so you'd understand it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now you see how Simon is clapping 4. Every time he gets to 4 and he starts back on 1 again, the chord changes. So you'll have 1 bar of G major, 1 bar of A minor, and then we've had 2 bars of F. Texture. Now texture is something that we describe as thin or thick. Now for example, in our track we had the piano that starts off into the introduction. It's very thin, you might call it, because it's on its own. Now moving through the track we incorporate obviously the bass and the guitar, and that fills out this texture. It makes it thick. In part 2 of this series, technology is going to be taking over this track, and you'll be seeing sort of effects and stuff that they do that can help the texture become thin and thick as well.
Dynamics are heard in almost every song. They're used to emphasise certain parts, and
So like loud and quiet.
yeah, loud and quiet. Yeah. So we can get Casey to give you an example of how dynamics might be used in a guitar sense.
Right, so I'll use the 3 chords again, and I'll show loud and just kind of moving into quiet.
Alright, so what you can hear there is different uses of dynamics on the guitar, and when he was playing heavy you could kind of, that would fit more in a chorus kind of style, and when he was playing light, maybe a vocalist will take the spotlight for that kind of part. So it's when you use dynamics you need to think about what else is going on in the song and what you want to highlight in the song. The structure we use for our song is very common in popular music. It's just verse, chorus, bridge, and then an outro chorus.
This is going to be useful to music technology because using the software I'm sure they can like visualize our track, and be sure to check out volume 2 of this series. Music Tech's going to be taking this product or this track and doing their own thing on it, taking their own spin on what we have created, so hope you enjoy.
Should be good.
I didn't really have any aspirations kind of growing up of what I wanted to do after school, just floating through school, just never had any hobbies or things that really interested me, and I was quite late finding music. I was actually about 15, 16. A lot of people quite find it younger, and a lot of the time don't they, but I found that through kind of gaming as well, like Simon, through kind of like videos on YouTube and stuff. Found tracks that I didn't even know existed, like Simon saying about we didn't know rock music kind of existed. That's how I found my way as well, and started to I just thought I'd pick up an instrument, and I didn't think it was a viable option to go into after school, into kind of a career route, because I was originally doing plumbing at college, but it really wasn't for me. So I was able to go back to college again at 18 to study music, and changed my life really from there. I mean, I've been doing it for what, 6-7 years now in the education anyway, but firstly I was self-taught for most of it, and then I went into education after that. We just wanted to be in a band. Bands were cool. You see people in bands playing guitars. We just wanted to play guitars and rock out. That's what we wanted to do. Wasn't even going to go into education originally, but that's what I fell through.
Yeah, so there are many misconceptions when it comes to people choosing music as a career path, and I know that many of us have always been there with like either family or friends or just people you may know that say, oh, why are you doing music for? It's not a viable option. You're not going to make money from it because
they don't realise how in-depth of a subject it is, just like every other subject.
Yeah, exactly. They think that you're not
just
going to
playing an instrument at university, and you're not getting anything from it. Doesn't think about all the other subjects you learn within it.
Yeah, of course. And it's the fact that they think that you're not going to make money off things, and it's not going to give you the best sort of living or you know
Well,
maintenance.
there's many
for that,
jobs
you know?
out there for it.
Yeah,
It's one of the biggest
That's
industries.
the thing. It's like the common jobs that a
Yeah.
musician would probably go into would be obviously music performer, session musicians, like.
Yeah.
And then you'd probably have people who go into the more education sector. So like they'll be teaching kids,
Yeah.
or become a sort of self-employed teacher of some sort. But there are also jobs that people may not think that musicians do. So stuff like music therapy
Yeah.
for sports and for children, going to hospitals, going to care homes, playing
There's
for
different
elderly.
stuff really for
Innit?
healing.
Yeah, for a lot of therapy as well. So it's very therapeutic, music is, and you can earn a good salary doing
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we're surrounded by it, so we're meant to, you know, considering how prominent music is right now, you know, you're going to get something from it.
Yeah.
It's always going to be needed, music is.
We hope that we have given you an insight into the life of a popular musician. Stay tuned for the next video, which will focus on music technology, and be sure to follow our social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.